30 teams for one NBA Cup. The NBA Cup, or Emirates NBA Cup, if you want to be official, starts officially today as this podcast is being dropped. And we're going to dive in a little bit more into it on Ballin Out. Your host, Shawn Robinson and Grant Rhodes. Look into just the preview of the in-season tournaments, if you want to call it that. Just overview of the groups, give our predictions, because you have a winner for each group, plus 2 wild cards. Who do you think is going to win them all? And then a curious question to kind of get the viewers engaged if it'll be better than last year. So I want to get your thoughts on that, Grant. But let's get right into it. The Cup, like I said, 30 teams, 6 groups, each of 5 teams. And as we, give our predictions, we'll kind of, dive more into the groups themselves. But who do you think is going to win the NBA Cup this year?
Well, personally, I think the Thunder have the best shot right now to win it. Them and the Cavs are playing, some of the best basketball right now in the NBA. Up there with the Celtics as well. But the Thunder, I think this is their year to actually do something here a little bit, kind of put some pieces together. I did say this earlier. Like I said, I think they're going to be like one of the best regular season teams. I think they're going to be very, very solid. But when it comes down to the actual playoffs, like I said, I don't see them getting to the chip. However, this is still the regular season, so I think they're going to absolutely show out. I wouldn't say it's a complete playoff atmosphere, but definitely the atmosphere is different from a regular season game. No doubt about that. It definitely was there. So I'm curious to see kind of what impact that has. But my money would be on the Thunder for sure. They've already played good ball up until this point in the regular season. They got 2 losses this year. Cavs, I think, are still the only undefeated team in the NBA right now. But Thunder, up until this point, have played phenomenal. I think they are still, again, one of the most young, kind of developing teams that's definitely, I think, overperformed from what people have thought. And again, they play together, they play hard, and so that's why I would kind of say I'd give the lean toward the Thunder currently.
I like that. I do like that. I think the Thunder, they have a chance. But I think another team coming out of the West could possibly be the Mavericks. We all know what they did last year during the playoffs. But I feel like, their group is tough. So, they'll have to definitely show out and pull all force into it. But I feel like they could be able to get it done. And coming out the East, I could see possibly, like you mentioned, the Cavs, only undefeated team. But I would not be surprised if the Pacers made another run again. Just because, that's what kind of, if you think about it last year, that's what kind of got them going. They were right where they were at the beginning of the year last year. And, Tyrese was struggling a little bit, and then the tournament happens, and they kind of turned it around. So I think they, their group is a little weak, especially with the number 1 seed in their group being one of the worst teams in the league this year so far. So yeah, I think they could be possibly maybe a sleeper to come out of the East at least and compete for the final cup for it all. So I don't know. We'll see.
No, I can totally see that. As far as sleeper goes too, I could kind of see the Magic making a potential run. I mean, their group there, the real competition I see there, obviously, the Knicks are pretty solid. They're always going to be pretty gritty. But you just never know with the regular season there and stuff. So, they have the Nets. The Hornets are always kind of, they got LaMelo Ball, but at the end of the day, the Hornets are the Hornets.
Yeah.
76ers right now are abysmal. They're not looking great. So with that, I kind of see if they're able to get past the Knicks, I could see them potentially making, like you said, a little bit of a sleeper run, the Magic there. But I do like the Pacers as well, like you already mentioned there, just specifically because of the group that they're in. Relatively pretty weak, I would say, and yeah, gives them a fighting shot.
No, for real. Yeah, they do. Let's get into the group scene, kind of, look at those, and then give our predictions as we go. So let's start in the East. So we have East Group A. You have the Knicks, the Magic, the 76ers, the Nets, and the Hornets. The Hornets, as we just mentioned. Sounds like you got Knicks coming out of that one.
I would probably lean Knicks, but just for the shits and giggles, I'm gonna go with take the Magic. Let me get my sleeper.
I like it. I like it. Honestly, hot take. I'm going to go hot take here. I would not be surprised if, the 76ers are able to put something together, especially
Yeah,
because, number one, like I said, as we're recording this, the Embiid is coming back.
yeah, don't
So
matter.
he is playing tonight for his first game. So we'll see, what him and Paul George can do. But, I'm going to lean, like if I was betting on it, I'd probably lean the Knicks to come out of that group and easily make it, to the elimination rounds right there. Group B, you have the Bucks, Pacers, the Heat, the Raptors, and the Pistons. You don't want to hear my hot take what I have in this one.
Oh, geez. Yeah, you got Pistons? You think
Yes,
Pistons
sir.
could do something?
Not maybe to win the group, but I think they could be one of the wild card teams that come out of this East.
Yeah, I don't hate it. I don't hate it. I mean, the Pistons have kept every game for the most part relatively close. They've only blown a couple this year. So I mean, as long as you can actually finish the game, the Pistons have a fighting shot. However, if I was a betting man, I'm not putting my money on the Pistons, or I'm putting very low dollars on the Pistons. However, I don't hate that though. I really don't. I think the Pistons are really not playing as bad a ball as people, maybe put them on paper as, but they just gotta figure out how to finish games a little bit more. I don't think they're that far off, truly. Actually, I think we've seen some good things from the Pistons this year. A lot better than I'd say some people would have predicted.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Not me though. Not.
Not you, not you, not you. I know you're all in the Pistons. You gotta give your flowers your way. But hey, it's also not. It's way too early into the season. The Pistons can
Absolutely.
easily go on a 20-game losing streak here
That.
tomorrow.
Hey, that is true. That is true.
That's the unfortunate truth. I don't think that's gonna happen. I'd be pretty distraught.
I'd I'd be
But
heartbroken.
still,
Who you got coming out of that group though? It's like the top seed, I should say.
I'm still probably take. I'd lean probably Pacers just because again they've literally gone through this before for one, and again I think that division's just so mediocre. I mean that's just like there's just that's just so mid. I mean there's not one standout team there. The Bucks are trash. I'm just waiting to see when Giannis gets traded and where he's gonna go because that's gonna get wild. But yeah, no, I definitely would lean Pacers.
Yeah. No, if I was Ben Man to play it safe, I'd probably go Pacers. Like you said, the Bucks are just terrible. The
Yeah.
Heat, they may be able to get a run, give you a run, but I don't think of
I don't
anything.
trust the Heat right now. I really don't. I just don't.
Yeah,
They, have, they haven't shown anything, and I don't think they're going to show anything until later on in the season if that's the case.
yeah. No, I would agree. And then you have, the Raptors who aren't playing bad ball this year, but I just don't see them being able to sustain it as long as, the tournament is. So, Group C, this one is a tough one. I
Oh yeah,
think it's
this is
going to be
good.
the most competitive out of the East, at least. You have the Celtics as the one seed, Cavs, Bulls, Hawks, and the Wizards. Like you mentioned earlier, the Cavs are undefeated. The Celtics are the reigning champs. Honestly, I couldn't give you one or the other right now. It's a very hard toss up for me.
I'm going to go with the Cavs. I'm going to go with the Cavs because I think it means more to them right now than it will to the Celtics.
Mm,
For that reason only.
that's a good point. Very good point.
I just don't. Again, I'm not going to be shocked if the Celtics win it. Again, Celtics are just extremely talented. Probably a lot of favorites to repeat and win the championship again. However, I just think this would mean a lot more to the Cavs at the end of the day. So I think if they were to go out and win this, it just proves a little something more going down, at the end of the season. So I would lean. I would lean right now if I were, predicting everything. Cavs Thunder for that in season tournament championship.
Mm, I like that. Okay. All right. I mean, I like the Cavs, but I think it's going to come to a point in time where I'm not gonna say it's all gonna come crashing down, but they're gonna get humbled a little bit. You know, I see this team like I know this kind of off topic from the tournament, but like just like throughout the season so far. You remember the 2015, 2016 Atlanta Hawks where they had Jeff Teague, Damari Carroll, Al
Oh yeah.
Horford, all stars.
Yep.
That kind of reminds me of this team. You know, they're gonna have a good regular season, but I feel
Good
like
comparison.
they're gonna run into the champs over there in Boston, and it's gonna come crumbling.
Actually, yeah, that's a great comp because it's like the funniest part is I remember actually, um, and you know me, I'm a Brown fan, but I bet my dad back in the day actually, I was like, dude, there's no way. I was like, I don't think they're gonna get past this Hawks team. I bet him $5. Obviously, I did not win that $5. I lost that $5.
They swept
Yeah,
them.
I think that's pretty. I think that's pretty accurate, though. Honestly, like at the end of the day, like this team is talented. Like on paper, you look at that team and be like, they're pretty good. But then you'll see who they played and why it happened. And I think that's going to be the Celtics at the end of the day. Like, and that's why I say at the end of the day, I'm not saying that Cavs are going to go win,
Right,
anything.
right.
But if they were to get anything, I'd say right now. However, yeah, Celtics are just dominating right now, but lean Cavs just for the entertainment aspect.
Yeah, good point. All right. So just moving on to the West, three groups again. We'll go backwards this time. So West Group C, we have the Nuggets, Mavericks, Pelicans, Warriors, and Grizzlies. Now, these seedings were based off of the last year's record. So some of these, I mean, all of these West groups are going to be extremely close, just like the regular season Western Conference is. But I think this is going to be the toughest out of them all. I'm not saying the Nuggets because I don't think the Nuggets will be able to sustain. They just don't have shooting. Um, I like the Mavericks. The Pelicans, I'm counting them out because Zion's out indefinitely.
Yep.
But I do like the Warriors, though. Hot take. I don't know if it's hot, but it's spicy. Yeah, I like the Warriors to come out that group. I'm not gonna lie. The way they're playing right now, him and Buddy, Curry and Buddy, right now we're looking nice.
It's a little bit of a spicy take. However, if we're talking just a couple games that really matter for it, that Warriors team can get hot.
Mm-hmm.
They can get hot. I don't hate it, but I would probably lean Mavs. Honestly, I'd lean Mavs because again, they're just talented. They're just very talented squad. Again, like you said, this whole I can realistically probably point to everyone except for the Pelicans just because it's Zion,
Yep.
um, and say that they have a chance to win this. Like I'd come out and win this division here. I'd lean Mavericks just because again they're playing some really really good ball. Warriors are solid. Just at the end of the day, I'd say there's more star power on the Mavs. But that'd be awesome to see that. I want to see Mavs, Warriors for sure.
I believe that game is Tuesday. Yes, at 10 p.m. So that'll
Perfect.
be Clay's first game back at the Bay too. You got Michigan State, at 6:30, and then which we'll talk about that before we wrap everything up, and then we have that game, Warriors Mavs. So that should be a pretty good one. Yeah, I'm gonna stick with the Warriors out of that one. So and then you go Mavs. So then we'll go to West Group B. You have the Thunder, the Suns, the Lakers, the Jazz, and Spurs. Not terrible group, in my opinion. Top three seeds, I think will put a fight. Spurs might sneak in there. They might be a sleeper. But if I'm a betting man, I might go Lakers. I can't lie. And the reason is the Suns, KD is hurt. Thunder, Chet's hurt. Lakers, realistically, star power have the most star power on that team, and in that group. It depends, obviously on Anthony Davis. If he's out for a while, then
I
things
say
could,
he banged up too.
yeah, things could change. But I feel like that the Thunder are just going to be able to not. They're going to struggle, without a big, and that group is with lots of bigs. The Suns, we'll see if Bradley Beal and D Book can hold the fort down, keep this hot stretch going. But I don't know. I hate to say it, but I do think that the Lakers come out of that group.
No, see, I don't hate to hear you say that. I love to hear you say that for one. Two,
Cool.
I think the Lakers always have a chance. I mean, obviously, they were there. They done this. I don't know if you've seen the banner.
Yeah, the Blackberry. Yeah, I've seen it.
That was actually crazy still. But anyway, again, depending on Anthony Davis's status, I think that's actually the deciding factor 120%. Yes, I know Chet is out for the Thunder. However, I would personally still lean toward the Thunder. Yeah, I personally would with again, like you said before at the very start, every group in the West is going to be just insane. Like I feel like every one of them is going to have at least like two or three teams that are like, oh yeah, they could definitely do it. And I kind of would say like the Suns are that sleeper, like in that division, if you will. I don't know if sleeper is even the right word, but like yeah, I would say again with the way if Kevin Durant and Devin Booker keep playing the way they have there and keep hooping, then I would say for sure. Then yeah, I'd give them a little bit of a lean potentially, but I'd say Thunder. I'd say Thunder for sure.
Yeah. No, I mean the Suns was good. Like you said, they can kind of be a sleeper, just because they've honed on the defense a little bit this year, which is a lot different. So last group in the West, Group A, the Timberwolves, the Clippers, the Kings, the Rockets, and the Blazers. Honestly, this is another one. Same thing, Group C. In the East, I think anybody could come out of that group except for the Blazers. I'm going to be 100% with you.
Except for who?
Uh, I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. I could say the Wolves, but they're streaky. Just haven't been able to be consistent as they were last year. Obviously, with the trade of Karl-Anthony Towns and Julius Randle. I mean, if prayers are answered, and things heal overnight, if Kawhi ever decides to come back, possibly they could win it. The Kings, they haven't been too bad this year. The addition of DeMar DeRozan has helped them. Rockets, I figured they were going to kind of start slow, and then pick back up. But I don't know. I honestly don't have a lock on this one. So if I was a betting man, I probably wouldn't bet on this group,
You
personally.
leave it out.
Yeah.
I don't know why. It just kind of like this screams to me like the Timberwolves are going to secure this one. Again, I think I'm very high on the Timberwolves. I still think they're just going to put things together. Yeah, I think again once they kind of start figuring out exactly everyone's strengths on that team, especially I think like defensively, they're just going to be locking everybody down. Like I think they're going to be very solid defensively there, as well as just being like on offense. That they're just going to be demons too. I think that team's got the potential to do something special. So I would lean toward the Timberwolves personally.
I mean, Timberwolves is not a bad pick. I guess if I was like forced to bet on it, I'd probably bet the Timberwolves just to be safe. But you know, I could see honestly anybody but the Blazers coming out of that group. Um,
Yeah,
so
yeah. Blazers are cooked.
yeah, they're trash. They're trash. Scoot Anderson is terrible. Yeah. So who do you think? You said earlier, the Cavs. You think come out the East? Who do you think is the finalist that'll face off with them out of the West?
Oh, the Thunder for sure.
Oh, okay, see, okay,
Yep.
yeah. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go a hot one right here. I'm going to go Warriors
Okay.
to come out the West. East. I don't know yet. I kind of want to say the Knicks, but they've started out slow this year, and I don't know, but maybe like you said, the atmosphere of the of the cup, the NBA Cup, the tournament, whatever you want to call it, maybe it'll change that. MSG always gets hyped, so I don't know. We'll see, but I think the Warriors can be able, as long as they can stay healthy, and Steph can stay on the court. I wouldn't be surprised if they were able to, uh, get it. It would be the only thing that Curry doesn't have, so it would only be
Yeah,
right. They did it for LeBron last year, so it's still like, all right, Curry's healthy now, so we kind of got to
that
do
is
it.
true. That is
So
true.
yeah, I'd be hyped to see. Last thing before we go, do you think that this year will be a little bit better with the tournament? As far as like not only with just intensity of the games, but like viewership as well. I mean, last year it did pretty good.
Yeah, I think I don't know. Personally, I think this year, if anything, it's gonna have the same or less viewers. Again, I don't think like it was bad or anything last year. I just don't think there was. I still think they're missing just like the it factor. Like again, I something like again, I'm not saying this is what they need to do, but like something drastic, like say the winner of like that cup, whatever it is, say the winner of that all of a sudden gets home court advantage for the playoffs.
Mm,
Something
yeah,
crazy like that. All of a sudden now, I mean, personally, if I was a team, if it was something like that, again, I'm gonna be playing harder. Realistically, that's what you want the fans to be wanting to see. Like they want to watch that, and they
yeah,
don't want to watch it at the very end of the year for a couple months. They want to watch it for the whole season. Obviously, we know today most players. I mean, not saying they're not going hard, they're not trying 110%, but again, we see players maybe might take a day or two off, whatever the case may be. It's just again to get a little bit of that atmosphere back, which we did see a little bit of. So I will say, like the changing of the courts was really cool. I would maybe change them up a little bit, maybe not just make
yeah,
them the way they were. But with that being said, it was cool to see them actively at least trying to make a change to that. So that was interesting for sure. But yeah, I still think it's just again nothing taken away from it. I just think it's going to be about the same as it was last year, just with nothing else really crazy being added to it. But I could 110% be wrong.
yeah. No, I'm saying that. I think maybe because of just like the makeup of the groups, it might be
Mhm.
people might tune into it a little bit more. But I feel like it'll be the same as last year. Just overall, we'll see. If the intensity at the arenas, makes a difference and is
That's
the
true.
same as like last year, like we talked about. Uh, and then yeah, I'd agree. They have to do. I feel like they have to do something. Whether it's like you said, home court advantage. That's a good one. I'd even say like an automatic playoff bid. That's my apologies. I feel
Yeah,
like you should get an automatic playoff
I
bid.
see that.
Um, I mean, yeah, but I feel like this is only second year, so I feel like they'll see how it goes. But I think they need to fix the All Star game first before they do something else with this. So
Yeah, that makes
that's just
yeah.
me.
Yeah, at the end of the day, like I just said, people want to see players go hard. They want to see players actually compete, and the All Star game.
It,
That's
it's bad.
that's
It's
turned
bad.
into a joke. I seriously, I stopped watching it last year. It was to the point where like a viewer were like, yeah, it's cool to see cool stuff, but like that's like they're genuinely just going out like there's no refs, like there's nobody. They're
Yeah,
just shooting around from half court. They're just doing the. It's just not even like. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying I can make some of like all those, but like they're just doing just like their typical athlete stuff. Like go out there and actually compete. I think that'd be way more cool to see. Team this or team that against whoever actually competing.
yeah,
We've always talked about. I mean, it's the classic debate, the classic lunchroom table. Who's the goat? Who's this? All this. People want to debate about this. Who was better in their prime? This. Which team was better then? Which. And if we wanted to see, like if there was actually like, could you imagine in their prime? We're seeing like some of these guys compete at the All Star game, like just going 110%.
yeah.
That'd
No,
be
it'd
sweet.
be nice. Yeah,
I mean
that's what we
that.
grew up on.
Yeah, and that's exactly how it was. Like that's. I mean, you go out there and you look forward to like, okay, these are the best athletes in the world out here. And they're
Hmm.
gonna go out there and they're gonna showcase it. And like that's the thing. Even like if it was like you get all these defensive stops, if it was a lower scoring game, didn't matter because it was like actually good defense. It was actually
Yeah,
just. I mean, for the most part, yeah, it was these guys were locking. It was yeah, that was fun to watch. Now it's just turned into a joke of a shoot around. I mean, you and I could go out there and just shoot around, have some fun. You could televise it, and I'm sure I could make a couple half quarters, make it cool.
yeah,
It's just, yeah. At the end of the day, it's just turned into a joke. Personally, again, totally sidetracked there because that's again just the whole kind of aspect on that. I think needs to change personally too. But yeah, again, if you can get something even close to get like a form of competition that's still within the regular season that makes it feel like a playoff game, you need to do that, and there has to be something on the line for that. Something that actually does matter in the season, not just like, $100,000 cash for these guys. Because at the end of the day, that doesn't matter.
Yeah,
Like money, I mean, unless just it doesn't matter. These guys make enough money to the point where
not really an incentive. Yeah,
it's just it's not going to draw them out to go play 110%. If you're talking about something that gets the team somewhere, that's going to force some accountability, and then now we're talking, as an organization, how are you going to step up and respond?
right.
So
No,
with that, I think they just got to figure out how to do that personally.
yeah, no, I'd agree. And yeah, last thing about the All Star game, somebody I forgot who said it. I saw it on social media, but someone was like, they be hooping harder in the LA Fitness ruins than they do at the All Star game.
Oh, dude, yeah,
Like,
110%,
come on.
110%.
Yeah. So, yeah. So I'll be, we'll see. Like we said, as we're recording this, the tournament starts today, and should be good. Some good games. I think we have until it's like December is when the tournament, like the final single game elimination, will start, and yeah, we'll see. Who kind of goes on from there during the duration of the tournament. We'll kind of give you guys updates. Plan to look at games before they happen, and give our predictions and everything like that. We'll dive into it a little bit more. But for now, that is all we have. So until then, we will catch you guys next time.